Hey YouTube, welcome to another Valkyrie Connect video. My name is Hakeo, and in this video we'll be going over the mechanics, gear choices, and team building for the Connect battle Jormungand. Jormungand specific tokens allows you to purchase a Jormungand Bow, which deals water magic attack damage while applying a magic attack debuff for 2 turns to 3 of the furthest enemies. Along with that, the stats gives you HP as well as magic attack, so you'll be wanting to put this bow on units such as Nautica, Kanon, or Wolfgang. As you progress through the difficulties of Jormungand, you'll notice that he's accompanied by 1 or 2 sets of crystals. The first set is a light mage type, the second set is a light range type. Keep note that both sets of crystals are weakest to dark. The first set of crystals, the mage crystals, will deal light magic attack damage to the nearest unit while applying fear to them for 3 turns if they're a grounded unit. Secondary to that effect, the crystals also apply a magic attack buff to Jormungand. The second set of crystals, the ranged crystals, has 3 sets of effects. The first portion of the effect grants Jormungand a shield against physical and magical attack damage for 2 turns. The second portion grants him a defense buff as well as the crystals. And the last portion of the effect deals light magic attack damage to 2 random enemies with damage bonus towards grounded units. Jormungand has an activated and auto skill. His activated skill deals light magic attack damage to the furthest row with bonus damage towards grounded enemies. And his auto skill is a connect wide attack that deals light magic attack damage to all units while applying fear to those who are grounded for 1 turn. Next up, we'll be going over some example gear pieces that you can use in the Connect to help crystal crush, single target the boss, or help sustain incoming damage. We have our top row, we have Grimoire of Accusation, Curse Mask, Thiazi Fur Coat, and Fame Seer. For our second row, we have a single target damage, we have Mithril Hatchet, Earthen Hammer, Forest Bow, Lotus Staff, and the bottom row we have our armors and accessories. We have Crystal Armor, Glimmering Armor, Glacial Cloak, and Slayer Ring. Grimoire of Accusation as well as Curse Mask are geared towards crystal crushing, while the other weapons that you see are geared towards damaging Jormungand even further due to his weak earthen elemental resistance or him being airborne. Since Jormungand deals light magic attack damage, it's essential to have armor pieces that either defend against magic attack or light damage in general with an increase in HP. The Slayer Ring is included since he's a beast type, as well as his crystals. You'll be able to deal extra damage. Next up, we'll be going over some example units that you can use in the Connect. We'll start with the tanks, healers, and then move on to the DPS. First up, we have Luca, Niji, and Luflet. Though both Luca and Niji are grounded units, they have fairly moderate light resistance as well as their ability to put up a barrier to defend themselves against the incoming magic attack, and Luca being able to defend other units. It makes them pretty essential as the fight progresses. Niji's Earth Elemental attack adds a little bit more damage towards Jormungand since he's very weak to Earth. Next we have and Luflet, which both have very high light resist. Is able to heal the Connect team with her healing over time, as well as granting them a magic defense buff for 3 turns. Luflet, on the other hand, is able to grant the entire team a barrier, which reflects 100% magic attack damage incoming for 20% of that hero's max HP. Though she's not able to deal any damage, having this will increase the longevity in which your team will be able to stay alive. Next up we have our DPS. We have Sonya, Brunhild, Hrungnir, and Amaterasu. All 4 of these units have moderate to low light resist, with Brunhild being the lowest light resist unit. Sonya is one of the most valuable units that you can have in this Connect due to her ability to deal earth damage while having a damage bonus against airborne enemies, which Jormungand is. Brunhild has the ability to stack the 160% dark attack damage to 1 unit, since Jormungand is the highest defense, magic defense, and evasion stat unit in the Connect. All 3 of her attacks is able to hit him at once. This is pretty good if you're rushing for time and you need to push for a little bit more DPS, and you already have a team that's able to take out the crystal very consistently. Hrungnir has moderate light resist, and he has the ability to deal earth attack damage to Jormungand. The issue is that you're not going to be able to paralyze Jormungand since he is an airborne unit. The only thing you're going to be using Hrungnir for really is for his HP base stat, as well as his ability to deal earth damage. Though Jormungand has moderate fire resistance, Amaterasu's ability to be airborne as well as her ability to deal a defense down for 3 turns to all enemies in the Connect is pretty essential if you're trying to push to kill the crystals as soon as possible and trying to down Jormungand as soon as possible. Next up we have our last line of DPS. We have Hel, Momiji, Ranko, and Melee. Both Hel and Momiji have very low light resist, but they can play a vital role in the Connect since Hel is airborne and she's able to deal consistent dart damage to Jormungand, as well as the 2 crystals behind him. And Momiji being an excellent Crystal Crusher since her armor as well as herself is able to hit the back row and deal dark damage on top of that. Ranko and Melee both have moderate to high light resist, which allows them to sustain the incoming damage from Jormungand even more. Ranko is able to hit 3 enemies as well as dealing neutral attack damage, while Melee is able to deal earth magic attack damage. Her being airborne on top of that makes her one of the better units for this connect. And remember, these are just example of gear items as well as units that you can use in the connect. There are many others that you can choose from. Just choose from the resources that you have and make the best team that you are able to for this connect. Some last few tips before I go is that you want a majority of all of your team to be earth, dark, or fire elemental damage, and if possible, them being airborne. Keep in mind that Jormungand does deal bonus damage towards grounded units and him being able to fear grounded units as well. That's the main reason why you want airborne units. Also keep in mind that crystal crushing is really important. You don't want to focus primarily on Jormungand if the crystals are still up, since they may kill off your team and you may end up spending more time trying to kill Jormungand in the long run than if you were to spend time trying to crystal crush, then focus on Jormungand. And if you aren't already involved in the Valkyrie Connect community, there is a Discord as well as a Reddit that you can get yourself involved in. I'll provide a link of it in the description below. If you like the video, please like the video. If you would like to see more content like this, please subscribe. And if you'd like to see what I've been up to or how the Japanese client side has been doing, follow me on Twitter. And until next time guys, take care.